Hello, this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're doing equations and we're solving equations with fractions. To solve an equation with a fraction, the first thing you want to do is to get rid of the fraction. So in this first question, there is a 2 and a 3 on the denominator of these fractions here. So the lowest common denominator with a 2 and a 3 would be 6. So we want to multiply everything, each term in this equation, by 6. I want to multiply this by 6. I'm going to multiply this by 6. And I'm going to multiply the 22 by 6. Okay? Now, I can cancel. So if I have a 6 over a 2, 6 divided by 2 goes 3 times. So I can cross this 6 off with the 2, and that would go 3 times. 6 divided by 3 goes 2 times. So I can cross those off and have 2 there. Then I can write down what's left. So 3 times 3 is 9n. And 2 times n is 2n. And that's equal to 22 times 6, which you might need a calculator for. 22 times 6 is 132. Then the equation's much easier. All I need to do is to add together these like terms here. 9n plus 2n is 11n is equal to 132. And then to get rid of the 11, I will divide by 11. Cancels that off. So n is equal to 132. Divide that by 11 is 12. And that's done. Okay, let's try that again for question 2. I have a 10 and a 2 as the denominator of my fractions there. 2 is a factor of 10, so 10 will actually be my lowest common denominator. So I'm going to multiply everything through by 10. So this first fraction we multiplied by 10. I'm going to multiply the 4 by 10. I'm going to multiply that k there by 10. And I'm going to multiply the 8 by 10. So let's cancel some things off. The 10 will cancel off that whole 10 on the bottom there. Okay, so all that will be left from that term will be the 3k. The 4 multiplies by with the 10, giving me 40. And then I have an equal sign. And I have 10k over 2. Well, the 10 divides by 2 to give me 5k. And 8 times 10 is minus 80. Okay, so now I have an equation with pronumerals on both sides. So generally what I like to do is move the smaller one. So 3k is smaller than 5k, so I'm going to subtract 3k from both sides because it was the smaller term. That gets rid of that. So I have a minus 40 is equal to 5 minus 3 is 2k minus 80. Oops. Okay, then I want to move these numbers away from the k, so I want to add the 80 to both sides. Getting rid of that. So minus 40 plus 80 is 40, is equal to 2k. And last thing to do is to divide by the 2. So I have 20 is equal to k, or I can write the k first. K is equal to 20. And that's done. Question 3. Again, I have a 2 and a 3 as my denominator. My fractions are a little bit messier, but the process still works. I'm going to multiply everything through by 6. So I'm going to have 6 times all of that. And I'm going to have 6 times all of that. And I need to times this last term here by 6 as well. So 6 divides by 2 to give me a 3. And 6 divided by 3 gives me a 2. Okay, So then I can expand these brackets out that I've created here. 3 times 2h, 3 2's are 6h. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Plus 2 times h is 2h. And 2 times 4 is 8. Equals 1 times 6 is 6. Collecting up like terms, 6h plus 2h is 8h. Minus 3 plus 8 is a plus 5. Okay, now moving things away from the h. First of all, I subtract the 5. And I have 8h equals 6 minus 5 is 1. And then I have to get rid of the 8, so I divide by 8. Okay, gets rid of that. Now you're not always going to get a nice neat answer. This time I'm going to get h is equal to a fraction of 1 over 8. Okay, for question 4, our fractions are written a little bit differently here. We have them written as a third at the front of d plus 2 and minus 1/5 d minus 1 is equal to 5. Okay, but I still have denominators of 3 and 5, so I can multiply by my lowest common denominator, which would be 15 in this case. So I'm going to multiply this first fraction here. 1 times 15 is just 15. So maybe I can just change that to be a 15 there. And 1 times 15 here is also going to be 15. And don't forget, you must times this last term here by 15 as well. So 15 divided by 3 goes 5 times. And then I have my bracket. And 15 divided by 5 goes 3 times. I often do that. I'm thinking the answer instead of saying what I need to be saying. And then I multiply 5 times 15. 5 times 15 is 75. Okay, let's expand out the brackets. 5 times d is 5d. 5 times 2 is 10. Minus 3 times 2d is minus 6d. And minus 3 times minus 1 makes a positive 3 is equal to 75. We have some like terms to collect. 5d minus 6d is minus 1d, or I can write minus d. And 10 plus 3 is 13. That's equal to 75. Okay, moving things away from the d, I want to move this 13, so I subtract the 13. Gets rid of that. So we subtract our 13 and we'll get 62. Minus d is equal to 62. And then all I need to do is to move this minus sign, which is actually the same as dividing by a negative 1. So d is equal to negative 62. Okay, question 5. I have 3 fractions here. I need the lowest common denominator of 2, 3, and 4. Well, 2 is a factor of 4, so we can ignore the 2. Let's just consider the 3 and the 4. 3 and 4, the lowest common denominator would be 12. So everything here, we're going to put a 12 in front of that, a 12 in front of that, and a 12 in front of that. 12 divided by 2 goes 6 times. 12 divided by 3 goes 4 times. Equals 12 divided by 4 goes 3 times. And then I just need to expand all the brackets out. 6 times 2y is 12y. 6 times 3 is 18. Minus 4 times y is minus 4y. Minus 4 times minus 2 is a positive 8. Is equal to 3y minus 3. Collecting up like terms, 12 minus 4y is going to be 8y, and 18 plus 8 is going to be 26. Okay, then we have, if we're just writing the 3y minus 3 down again, pronumerals on both sides. So subtract the 3y, this is a smaller term to move, gets rid of that. 8 minus 3y is 5y, plus 26 equals negative 3. Then I can subtract the 26 away. So 5y is equal to minus 3 minus 26 is minus 29. And then I need to, can I squeeze it on the bottom here, divide by 5. Okay, that's not going to go nicely. It's going to be a mixed numeral, so we can always type that in. Minus 29 divided by 5. Oops, not that one. Let's do the mixed numeral. So y is equal to minus 5 and 4/5. Okay, so there it is. Let's turn over the page. And here we have some questions for you to try, just like the ones that we've just looked at together. So pause the video and try these questions and we'll go through the answers together. Okay, so question 1. We have a denominator of 2 and 5, so my lowest common denominator would be 10. So let's multiply everything by 10. So 10 divided by 2 would be 5m, and 10 divided by 5 would be a 2m, equals 12 times 10 is 120. Then I can collect my like terms here. 5 minus 2m is 3m, is equal to 120. And then all I need to do is divide by 3. M is going to be equal to 40. Okay, question 2. I have 3 fractions here, 2, 10 and 5. 5 is a factor of the 10 and 2 is also a factor of 10. So 10 is the number that I need to multiply by. So let's multiply this by 10, this by 10, this by 10 and this by 10. 4 terms there. 10 divided by 2 is 5f. 10 divided by 10 is nothing, so we just have the f. 10 times 2 on the top here, so we have 20 divided by 5. 20 divided by 5 goes 4 times. So 4f is equal to 4 times 10, which is 40. So we have 3 terms there that we can add together. 5f plus another 4f. 5, 6 plus another 4 is 10f is equal to 40. So I just need to divide by 10 on both sides to find out that f is equal to 4. Done. Question 3. Okay, I have a 2w minus 5 over 4 plus 1 plus 3w over 2 equals 9. So 4 and 2 are my denominators. 2 is a factor of 4, so let's just multiply everything through by 4. So you're going to multiply this by 4, and we're going to multiply this whole term here by 4, and we have to multiply the 9 as well. Now 4 divided by 4 is going to cancel off, so that completely disappears, and I just have the 2w minus 5 from that first fraction. 4 divided by 2 goes twice, so we'll have 2 bracket 1 plus 3w equals 9 times 4 is 36. Expand the bracket, so we have the 2w and the minus 5 sitting here. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, is equal to 36. Collecting like terms, 2w plus 6w is 8w. Minus 5 plus 2 is a minus 3, is equal to 36. Okay, moving things away from the W, first of all the 3. I'm going to add 3 to get 8W equals 36 plus 3 is 39, and then I need to divide by 8. Okay, that's not going to go nicely, so let's type in 39 divided by 8, and we can put it into a mixed numeral. So our answer is W is equal to 4 7/8. Okay. Question 4. I have a denominator of 3 and another one here of 4. My lowest common denominator of those two numbers would be 12. So let's multiply by 12 here, and 12 here, and 12 here. Now 12 divided by 3 goes 4 times, but I have to multiply that 4 with the 5 that's there, so 4 times 5 is 20. Alright, that's the first one. 12 divided by 4 goes 3 times, and 3 times 3 is 9, so minus 9, 1 plus x. And 12 times x is 12x. So expanding out, I have 20x. 20 times 1 is 20. Minus 9 times 1 is minus 9. Then minus 9x equals 12x. 20x minus 9x would be 11x, and 20 minus 9 would be 11, so positive 11 is equal to 12x. Now, when we have pronumerals on both sides, the best thing to do is to move the smaller one, so 11 is smaller. Let's subtract 11x. That goes, so I have 11 left from here, and 12x minus 11x is 1x or just x, so there's my answer. X is equal to 11. And that's it. Okay, I hope you're finding these questions easy to follow. Just remember that it's very easy to make mistakes in these questions. Missing a minus sign when you expand somewhere can drastically change your answers. So just be very careful, but if you keep to this method, hopefully you'll find these questions will get easier and easier for you. So keep practicing, and I'll see you next time. Bye!